Go in, hard pull on the credit, boom, 581. I'm like, oh my God. The guy just doesn't really understand how the system works. So he's paying his student loans for like 5 years now, right? The balance is not moving. You know that feeling. The balance isn't moving. He doesn't realize you're only paying interest. So he's calling the student loan company, hey, I need to know what's going on here. Like, what's happening? What's my balance? I've paid for 5 years. It's not moving. They didn't have an explanation for him that was satisfactory for him. So what was his decision? Stop paying it. I'm not paying you guys anymore. So I did the soft pull on the credit because we always do the soft pull first.
Soft pull doesn't.
It does not give you an inquiry. Right. A soft pull doesn't affect your credit. It doesn't show up on your report as an inquiry. When you hear, like, the way I could kind of make it a little more relatable, when you hear people say, oh, are you going to pull my credit? If you pull my credit, my score could drop. A soft pull means you have not applied for credit. So there's no inquiry. You haven't made an inquiry on, hey, can I be approved? Right. A soft pull is the equivalent of you pulling your own credit. So I did the soft pull in March, 670 score, everything perfect, right? Another lender, not to be named, was working on the loan, and they disclosed to him, you would need X amount of money to complete the transaction. He said, that's exactly how much money I'm going to be able to come up with. He gets the loan estimate. The number is higher by $15,000. He said, what? No, not happening. No way. So then now the realtor, knowing that I've saved deals that have fallen out at banks before, comes to me. I look at it. I said, okay, I could restructure it and make it work for him with the 30. I'm not going to explain how I did that, right? And how it worked, but I was able to help him figure it out, right? I go, put the loan in, everything looks great. Spoke to the other realtor, hey, I need more time. That's another thing, because we're realtors, we know how to talk to realtors. Right. So I called the realtor, hey, I'm the mortgage broker on the deal, but listen, I'm a realtor too. So, you know, I understand your world. Right. So I know what you're dealing with when you're talking to the seller. So let's have a conversation, because I deal with sellers too. Right. And I explained, this is what's going on. This is what happened with the bank he was working with. This is what I'm doing. I'm going to save the deal. I just need the time. Got you. When it got me the extension, go in, hard pull on the credit, boom, 581. I'm like, oh, my God. So now the key for his transaction was that with the 670 score, I was getting him a $13,000 lender credit at the interest rate that he wanted, right? 581 at that lender. Now this ties back into why working with a mortgage brokerage gives you an advantage. If that was just a bank, deal dead, not happening, done. If they don't have a program that gives you preferred interest rate, we call it pricing. Pricing means what cost is associated to buy down the rate, or what credit will the lender give you at that rate. That's what pricing is. Right. That particular lender was not giving favorable pricing at a 581 credit score. It was dead at that lender, done. It would have cost him $20,000 to get the same rate. It went from him getting $13,000 to him he would have to come up with $20,000.
And that rate affects his payment.
His payment, everything. Exactly. And he needed the money. He needed at least 10 of it to make the transaction work, right? So that's one little piece of how we were able to fix the transaction for him. We got him a big lender credit. So now I could go into Arrive, my loan officer software. I'm able to run interest rate quotes with 10 lenders simultaneously, and they stack up in the order of best to worst. Right. So then I could see which lender is giving favorable pricing at a 581 score. Right? So there was a lender, I won't say which one it is.
This is the broker part.
This is the broker part now.
Broker part.
Right.
Figuring out how to manage through this situation.
Exactly.
Another lender.
Exactly. Yeah. So now there was another lender giving like about a $3,000 credit at the same interest rate that he wanted. So then I looked at it and I said, okay, because I'm a realtor again now, right? I know how to run comps. So I said, okay, before I let this deal fall apart, let me run comps on this property. It's under contract for 570. Let me see what they've been selling for. I go into deep detail, comparable sales. Gotcha. And I'm like, this property probably won't appraise for more than 540, 545. So I reworked the numbers at 545,000 instead of 570. increased the interest rate from where it was up by a half, like let's say it was at a 6.25, I moved it to a 6.75.
Right.
Got a $10,000 lender credit, and the mortgage payment stayed the same because the price was lower.
Amazing.
All we're doing is satisfying what the person wants at a monthly payment, right? And then I got with the borrower and I said, look, your score dropped to 581. You can either walk away from this transaction, right? Because now you can't get approved for the mortgage, right? Or we could go in this direction, and you just need to get a gift to make up that other $3,000 that you lost because you had a $13,000 credit here. I can get you 10 here, but at the 6.75 interest rate, but I expect this property will appraise for less.
That's awesome.
So I said, before you make a decision, appraisal is due back tomorrow. Let's wait. It came in $545,000. So I restructured the whole loan, moved it to a new lender, increased the interest rate to 6.75%, almost the same exact mortgage payment, $10,000 lender credit. He's closing next week.
There it is.
So these are the things when we're talking about, when we go into the one we're talking about credit, the webinar that's all about credit.
Right.
It's not just about, building your credit and fixing your credit. It's also maintaining your credit.